Hi, this is Judi at River City Sewing, and today we're going to be getting into service talk, talking about when you should get your machine serviced, how frequently, and all those kinds of things. So, all right, first thing, get out your warranty. The warranty that came with your machine. Generally, most people put it in the front of their user manual. Get it out and have a look. Your warranty will usually specify if your machine manufacturer has a service frequency. You should be reading that, number one, first and foremost. If there's nothing in that manual, in that warranty about service frequency, here's a general rule of thumb that we normally get guided by. If you're using your machine nearly every day, and you're sewing on it frequently, I would recommend that you get your machine serviced every 12 months. That keeps your machine in tip-top condition. Okay. If you're using your machine every other day or maybe once a fortnight or something like that, then we'd be looking to between 12 and 18 months maximum. Okay. In many cases, we see people get their machine serviced, take it home, pop it in the cupboard, and then they don't get it out for another 3 or 4 months, and then it's not working again. This is because machines are exactly like cars in that respect. We have to, as you would put a car in the garage and you don't start it up for a few weeks, a few months, it's not going to start. It's exactly the same way as a sewing machine. These things need to be run and they need to be turned over and used so that nothing seizes up inside. Okay, so good little therapy session for your machine if you haven't used it in a little while. Get out the manual, have a look at the lubrication section of how to lubricate your machine. Then if you haven't used it for a little while, just make sure it's all lubed as per the manual. Then put some thread in the top, put the bobbin in, and run it on zigzag for around about 3 or 4 minutes, slowly at the start, till everything starts in, and make sure it's not laboring at all, and then just speed up a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and do that for about 5 minutes. Okay, that's going to make sure everything's moving, your feed dogs are moving, all those kinds of things. So that's a really way to keep your machine healthy if you're not using it frequently. Okay, so just put a little alert in your smartphones. Everyone's got these things now, or mark it on a calendar somewhere. This is the date I need to check my machine. It will make sure that it keeps healthy for you, and when you go to get it out of the cupboard, you know that it's going to work first time, and you don't have to bring it in for pay extra money for another service. The best thing you can do with your machine is to use it. Just make sure it's cleaned well, clean out your bobbin area, go through the cleaning processes as per your manual. If you're not quite sure, there is a lesson we can put you through here of like a basics lesson of how to clean, look after your machine and all those kinds of things. And don't forget to change your needle every time. Okay? If you're going to go and clean out your machine and get ready to sew, just make sure that a new needle goes in it, because you don't know how long it's been since you changed the last one, right? So there's a few little hints and tips, but the biggest tip I can give you of all is to make sure that when you take your machine to get serviced, bring it here to River City, because we can help you with all the different brands. But if you're outside of Brisbane, make sure that the dealer that you take it to, or the place that you take it to, is an authorized repairer for your machine. If they're not being able to get genuine parts for your machine, which in the whole scheme of things can cause problems later on if it's not the right parts, if they're not genuine parts. Some people say that they can repair different machines, but they're not an authorized service center. So for the life and your investment in your machine, make sure that you take it to an authorized service center or authorized dealer of that brand, and they'll be able to look after you for your repairs. So get those machines out. Make sure that they're looked after. Make sure that you get them serviced on time, and they will treat you very well if you look after them, okay? So it's Judi signing off from River City. See you next time.